How much do small business owners typically pay themselves? I wonder if anybody listening or is watching is aware of that. The business owners I personally am in contact with, that are friends with, that I know, lead a daily active lifestyle with some sort of fitness. Each and every one of them knows how important it is to have fitness mixed in with their daily lifestyle. They know it's important for their business, their health, their family, their wellness, and overall, like I said, health, quality of life. And what are they up to? Whether it's like running, weight training, weightlifting, powerlifting, high intensity workouts, Tabata workouts, running, trail running, they're moving. They just know, again, at some point, they need to be active. So, adding myself into this mix, into this category, I personally train typically 4 to 5 days per week. And my sessions lead anywhere from like 45 minutes up to like 70, 80 minutes per training session. So it's roughly about 4 to 5 days per week. So for me, again, this includes anything from like running outdoors, on pavement, trail running, weight training, weightlifting, high intensity workouts. I am not going to lie, I'm a junkie for high intensity workouts that literally sometimes have me on the floor rolling, I hate to say it, but gasping for my breath in the best of ways. My heart rate is jacked up, I'm sweating to death, just crushed a workout. There's no better feeling, I can tell you. For me personally, I work remotely and I have, for a good over like 12, 13 years. So I'm used to it, have it down to a pack, love it. It's scientific. There's a level of commitment and motivation an individual must have to work remotely. With that being said, remote life could definitely make you crippled in a sense. Now, hear me out. When you're working from home, not to say that when you're in the office setting as well, you're sitting down significantly so much. For me personally, I made sure to get my office set up. Like I don't have a treadmill that I can walk on or anything like that. I have my office chair and then I have the workstation where my desk goes up and goes down. So throughout the course of the day, I'm sitting and I'm standing. When I'm making calls and stuff like that, I'm always standing, getting the blood flowing, and I'm moving around throughout the course of the day. Where am I going with this? It's just not good to be sedentary because it's just detrimental to our overall quality of life. You need to get up, you need to be moving. Don't get me wrong, when it comes to training, there are days where, I'll be honest, I don't want to do shit. I'm tired, extra hungry that day for whatever reason, just not feeling it. But I know I got to get the shit done that needs to be done. And that includes working out because it is going to serve its purpose to then further out 1,000%. And those are the days, and I'm sure you hear this time and time again from people that are very high level into fitness. When you feel off, you don't want to get a workout in, those are the days you crush your workout. Those are the days you hit those fucking PRs. Those are the days you go home and you're like, man, I feel fucking great. Those are the days you have killer workouts. So guys, this is Fit for Business with Jared Lane. If you could do me a favor, if you're watching here on YouTube, if you can hit that subscribe button, that would be great to show your support. And if you guys are listening along on Spotify, do us a favor, when you're done listening to the show or during the course of the show, tap that follow button too. Welcome to episode 2. Let's open the floodgates, shall we? And I'm not trying to trigger anyone either in the fitness industry. Is there such a thing as overtraining your body? Let's be honest. For me, the answer is yes. That might be the opposite for you, but for me, I think the answer is yes. You see people online saying no days off, can't stop, won't stop, whatever the hashtags may be. Go for it, killer. Do your thing. That's what I say. I'm all about pushing myself to the limit and exhaustion. And for some people that train 7 days per week, go get them, Tiger. Great. Hit that grindstone. Keep moving. I love it. Personally, I listen to my body, and I think that's cool too. So to each their own. What I'm saying is that we definitely all should have and lead in some sort of active lifestyle to keep yourself moving. But here's the kicker to what I just said about me training 4 to 5 days per week. The first of the year, I just started Andy Frisella's 75 Hard program. Not to contradict myself. So I am now training 7 days per week. My workout regimen, I said before, is typically my workout regimen. But today, during this program, I am training 7 days per week. So today I'm 11 days into the program. When you watch this video or hear the podcast, I'll be a few more days out, of course. And if you're not sure who Andy Frisella is, put the shit on pause. Google Andy Frisella. Google the company First Form. He's the owner of First Form, and it is a supplemental company, huge company. He is a solid, thought out full leader, speaker, high performer. And I gotta be honest, hopefully one fucking day I aspire to have him on this motherfucking podcast. Foreshadowing. But definitely look him up, guys. He's a fucking killer in the best of ways. Not saying he killed anybody, but I meant like his mindset, his mentality. So what is the 75 hard program? 75 days of hard shit. And let's get into it. You may say, oh, it sounds kind of easy. If you've consumed Andy's content, then you have an idea of what the 75 hard program is. If you haven't, I'm going to dive into it. But from what I gather, there's been hundreds of thousands of people who have successfully completed this program. And let me tell you something. Andy says, if you fuck up one thing that I'm going to go into, like what you need to do, you have to reset and restart from square one. And let me tell you, 11 days into this motherfucker, I don't want to have to start that shit over. My mentality is like, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do it right, no matter fucking what. And I hope, knock on wood, knock on something that I don't have to. So we'll see what happens. Right now, things are rocking and rolling. Before I tell you what the 75 hard program is, I'll say this is one of the reasons from what I've listened and what I've learned why he designed this program. At some point in his life, around the time when he designed the 75 hard program, he was kind of fed up with his, well-being. And he decided like, hey man, I need to fucking make a change for my life, for my family, for his business. So he created his program, like pretty much that day from what I gather. So, he calls it a program. He doesn't like to call it like a challenge, like one of those 6-week challenges. And I got nothing against those 6-week challenges, but this isn't like an online fitness challenge, right? It's a program, and it's really meant to test the barriers and break down the walls as humans as us humans have. The doubts, the voices, those voices, we know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? The ones that say I suck, I can't do it, I'm not good enough. A lot of people feel like that. Can I do this? Am I good enough? So this program is really designed to help just get tough all around. So here it is. With no further ado, 75 days of adhering to a diet, not a drip of alcohol, not a grain of alcohol, reading 10 pages a day, from a book, of course. And I'm not talking a book like Harry Potter or The Hunger Games. I'm talking about a book that is going to be helping you in some sort of way. If you're an entrepreneur, reading like fucking book from, Alex Hormozy, or reading a book from Mel Robbins, or reading a book from Gary Vaynerchuk, or reading a book from fucking Andy Frisella. I think he just dropped his book, Mental Toughness. I think I'm going to get it one day. Drinking 100 ounces of water per day. Here's the kicker. 2 workouts per day, which sounds kind of easy, right? Now, these 2 workouts, one could be outside. One has to be outside. 2 45-minute workouts. And one of them is designed to be outside, no matter what. If there's a fucking volcano erupting, chances are you're not going to want to work outside. And he says, be smart about your surroundings, right? So for me, I live in New York. And, over the weekend, it snowed we got shit on with snow. It snowed about 14 inches, on Sunday. And then like 2 days later, it got washed out with all the rain that came in. So that was fun being outside. But at the same time, for me, I keep my schedule tight. I was running a business. I have a family. I'm married. I live at home. There's a lot of shit that needs to be done on any given day. Literally, at any given day, there's being pulled in like 20 different directions. But I'm committed to this. And luckily, I have the support of my wife who is, knows why I'm doing this, and it supports me fully as long as I get my other shit done and don't deprive of anything else. The second thing for me is the second workout, like I'm saying. So what am I doing? Not to mimic Andy, but, I seen that he does like his rucksack daily. I think he's over like 300 fucking plus days of doing like a rucksack outside. I'm a big runner. I love to run. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the rucksack. So for the past 10, going on 11 days, I've been doing a rucksack. So what is a rucksack if you're not familiar, right? A rucksack is this type of book bag, military designed, if you would, sturdy bag, right? It's meant to carry weight. Whether you put sand in there, you put boulders in there, you put plates in there, whatever the type of weight it is, it's meant to design to be comfortable and carry weight. I gotta tell you, I really am digging the rucksacks. I look forward to it. Although on the days that I just don't want to do it, I'm still, when I get outside, I'm pumped up and fucking raring to go. Like the other day, it was raining horribly, there's flash floods going on all over the place. I got outside. By the time I came inside, I was like ridiculously soaked. It's really something to be said, guys, when you're the only motherfucker outdoor doing this thing. And I'm not tooting my own horn by any means. I'm just saying, like, mentally, when you're out there, you're doing this thing, you're doing the thing, it needs to get done. There's just something, there's that sense, not even of accomplishment. It's just like, you're getting that shit done. And like I said, it was raining the other day, just wasn't feeling it. And again, I have the support of my wife, and she's like, yo, you got to get out there and get that shit done. I was kind of like stalling. I was already dressed, ready to go. She's like, yo, just get out there and get it done. I was like, all right, that's what I need to hear. I was like, thank you, for the support. And boom, boom, went out there and got it done, right? One of the reasons I decided to do this, right? For those of you that know me, maybe you know this already, you guys are listening, just getting to know me here in the second episode. I suffer from anxiety, and I have, since I was a little kid. It stemmed from my upbringing and my family, the way I was raised, the way my household was run. And I'll talk about that at some point and, later in the episodes. And it got really bad and out of, control, if you would. At the time, I lost my mother, which was at the age of 19. And I'll speak about that, on another episode as well. So more to come. So for me, I'm just looking to get better, stronger, and more mentally over the course of this 75 days. As we get further along in the episodes, guys, I'll keep you, in check with my progress here with the 75 Hard program, and I'll let you know where I'm at. Let's get down to some business tactics, or talk about business. Let's talk about what makes a small business a small business. A small business is defined as having 500 employees or less, for starters. Most small businesses, if you didn't know, have an average of 100 employees or less. Everybody may be running their own business, running their own show, thinking about starting their own business, and I implore that for sure, as that's what I do. How much do small business owners typically pay themselves? I wonder if anybody listening or is watching is aware of that. So if you're watching this video, I'm going to share a graph here with you guys. Let's jump into it. So 7 to 8% of entrepreneurs pay themselves over $150,000 per year. 7 to 9% of those entrepreneurs pay themselves over $100,000 to $150,000 per year. 12% of entrepreneurs pay themselves between $75,000 to $100,000 per year. 20% of entrepreneurs pay themselves between $20,000 to $50,000 per year. 10% of entrepreneurs are paying themselves below $20,000 per year. And here's a crazy stat. 30% of entrepreneurs are paying themselves, are you ready for this number? Fucking crazy. $0. Nada. Zilch. Nothing. 30% are not getting paid. Yeah, I'm going to, in the video here, you'll see where I sourced it, or in the description, you'll see where I got this graph from. They're basically roughly the average U.S. salary of a CEO is $163,000 in the U.S. Let's take a shift to marketing, shall we? So in 2024, where should you be spending your marketing dollars? Let's niche down a little bit, okay? Let's say you happen to be a company such as a home service provider. What does that mean? Let's niche down really good. You own a painting company. You're a general contractor. Or let's say you own a power washer or pressure washing company. Let's stick to those, okay? Now, chances are a large percentage, I'm saying, if you're watching this or listening, chances are a large number of your clientele are residential, homeowner. The places you should be spending your marketing dollars is still Meta, Facebook, and Instagram, and local service ads or Google ads. Hands down, those are the best places you can be spending your marketing dollars today. Guys, if I owned one of these businesses, this is what my master strategy would be. Hands down. Let's start off. First, I'm going to cultivate and create a strategy. What are my goals for this year in 2024? I'm going to incorporate an organic strategy. So you know what that. Hopefully, you guys know what that means by now. And if you don't, organic means you're posting daily content. It's non-paid media. You're posting content to Facebook. You're posting content to Instagram. You're posting content to TikTok. You're posting stories. You're doing lives, whatever the case may be. So I'm 100% going to double down my efforts on my content efforts, 1,000%. Basically, this is a way to make your company more visible. The goal is to make your brand look massive, although you're a small business, and that's okay. You want to be visibly out there on Facebook, on Instagram, on Google My Business. These are the places you need to be seen. On the paid side of the house, let's talk of that. I'm going to run and test various paid ad strategies in your market. So there's demographics, the zip codes, right? I'm going to test in my market, in my areas of people I want to cover in these towns, in these counties, where I want them to see my ads, my ideal client avatar. What's their average income, what their interests are, the type of service I'm offering. Are they looking for it? I'm going to create custom audiences, lookalike audiences. I'm going to make sure, my Facebook pixel, my Google Tagger installed, all these things. I'm going to be creating lead campaigns on Meta, typically the instant form campaign, right? Or Facebook form. Or are they responding better if I do what's called, a conversion campaign to generate leads? So I'm funneling them to a landing page or a website. Real talk right here, guys. This is pure gold. So when it comes to Google Ads, what am I going to be doing? I am all in on what we call Google Max campaigns. If you don't know already what that is, Google Max is the best of both worlds, baby. So Google Maps, where is that happening? You're advertising on Google Search. You're popping up on Google Mail. You're popping up on YouTube videos. And you're popping up typically over 3 to 4 other million places that your Google ads are going to show up. Maybe you're popping up on Ticketmaster. Maybe you're popping up on Etsy stores. But you want to be seen as a small business where you're targeting these ads, zip code, county basis. In a nutshell, that should be your 2024 strategy. Use it in good health, guys. Next week, I'm going to go deeper down the rabbit hole when it comes to ads and ad objectives when it comes to marketing for different campaigns across Meta. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.